Hey guys, welcome to the Creative Arena. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create this smooth GSAP-powered center focus loop carousel with the center slide scaled and the side slides blurred out, as you can see here. Now we have the center focus, which is scaled up, where the side slides are all blurred out, as you can see. And when they come to focus, they become clear, and then the link here is clickable. Now this is also responsive on a tablet, as you can see. As you can see, this is what we have on our tablet. It's beautiful. And then on our mobile device as well, we cannot have 3 slides, so we just have just 1 slide at a time. But it's also cool. So this is what we have on our mobile. Okay. And also, as an added bonus, towards the end of this tutorial, I'm also going to show you another variation of this particular effect where we now have the contrast side slides. Okay. So without further delay, let's dive in and get started. In our Elementor editing screen, what I'm going to do here, click on this plus icon here, select the flexbox container, then I'll select this structure here. Come over here to the minimal height, change the value unit from pixel to VH and give it a value of 100. Justify content to the center and then align item to the center. Then I go over to the style option. For the background type, I'm going to set it to classic and give it a background color black. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here to add element and search for the loop carousel. Okay, this is it, and drag the widget and drop it here. Now under the layout, you have the option to choose the template type. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to choose the post template type. However, this also works for product template type and even custom post type if you have any. Okay, then you come over here to choose the template. Now, if you've not created a template you want to use, you can click on this create template button here or the one over here and create a template. However, I've created a template in order not to make this video lengthy. So the template is image. Yep, this is the template. Okay, simple template. Then I come over here to the number of slides. I'm going to set it to 5. Come over to the slides on display. I'm going to set it to 5 as well. And the slides on scroll, I'm going to leave it at 1. Now, all other settings here depends on however you want your carousel to look like. It doesn't affect our effect, okay? So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to come over here and set the responsive options for our carousel. Go to the tablet. Now for the tablet, the slides on display, we're going to set it to 3. Okay, and then we'll come over to the mobile. Slides on display, we'll leave it at 1, and then slides on scroll also 1. For the tablets, we'll do the same, 1 as well. All right, so we're done setting the responsiveness of our loop. Now let's come over to the desktop view. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to come over here to the container housing the loop, go over to the advanced settings, come down to the custom CSS, and I'm going to head over to my code editor and I'll copy this lightweight CSS code. Pretty simple, and then paste it here. Then I'm going to copy out this class here, focus center class. I'll go over to the layout, still under the container housing the loop. I'll come over here to where we have the CSS class and I'll add the class here. Now I'll go over to add element and search for the HTML widget. Then I'm going to drag the widget and drop it right below. Yep, I'm going to drop it here. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go over to my code editor where I've written down the GSAP code that we'll be using, all right, for the blurred outside slide. So I'm just going to copy out this code. And then I'm going to go back here and I'll paste the code here. Okay, now we've pasted the code and you can see here that nothing really happens here. Okay, I don't know why this blue line is showing here. Okay, so I'm just going to click on publish and click on preview. You can see our effect has taken place perfectly over here. So now when you hover, nothing really happens. It's just going to be focused on this particular one. But when you move your focus, you hover from the carousel, it's going to start rotating automatically by itself, depending on the settings you did over here. For the loop carousel, come over here to the settings. Now, depending on the scroll speed and the transition duration that you set here, you can reduce this to make it scroll faster. Okay, but this one is cool, and when you click on the navigation, it also works perfectly. Now let's go back to the code where you can edit it a little. Okay, I'll come over here to the HTML code. Let's expand this a little. Now we're going to come over to where we'll have the blur added here, this option here. Now it is set to 4 pixel. Now if you want to have a subtle blur effect, you can just come over here and reduce this to 2, reduce the value to 2, and then when you publish this, come over here, you're going to see the blur effect is a little bit subtle over here, as you can see. However, if you want it to be cinematic blur effect, like thick blur, you just come over here, increase this value here to 10 pixel, and then publish it, and you can see it's blur, like totally blur, and then when you click on this, it becomes clear, and then you can also click on your post type. Okay, so depending on however you want the blur effect to be on your design, you can just adjust that here easily. So I'm just going to set it back to 4. I kind of like the 4. Okay, so now I told you I was going to add a bonus code for you where we have the contrast side slides. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do here is I'll just go back to my code editor where I've written down that code that we'll be using for that. So when you scroll down here, this is the code for the contrast side slide. So we're just going to copy the code out and then come over here. Now, when you are replacing the div code, make sure you do not copy out this GSAP CDN link here, or else your code will not work. Okay, so I'm just going to come over here and replace this code here. And then I'm just going to come and click on the publish. And then when you click on preview, as you can see, the effect looks wonderful. So depending on which variation you want, be it the blurred out side slide or the contrast side slide, both are quite beautiful and they're responsive. Okay, so I kind of like the blurred out side slide, so I'm just going to revert back to that. And I'm going to click on the publish. Yep. All right, so we can preview this on our live website to see how it looks. Okay. All right, so this is what we have on our live website. When you refresh the page, this is what you have on our live website. As you can see, this looks pretty beautiful, and you can check for the responsiveness. See it on tablet. How it looks on tablet. Looks great on tablet as well. Yep, looks great on tablet. However, on mobile, it's different because we only have one item per slide, like what we'll have here. Unlike the other way, we'll have 3 for tablet because of this size of the screen, but it's beautiful. It's a wonderful effect you can use. Okay, so that's pretty much it about this tutorial. If you like what you see and if you've learned something from this tutorial, remember to give this video a thumbs up, and also feel free to drop a comment wherever you're confused or you have any question or suggestion, and I'll do what to attend to as much as I can. But until then, see you in our next video. Bye bye.